If you have a local business and could use a little support, who couldn't? The San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce is here to help. The Chamber is a policy advocate and helps connect businesses to each other and important resources. Stefanie Benvenuto, the Vice President of Public Affairs for the Chamber, joins us on the Forum Mondays to talk about important issues and opportunities. Stefanie, thanks for joining us as always.
Thanks for having me.
All right, inflation is hitting everyone. Prices are going up. Now there's an effort to help the people who are low wage earners keep up with that, raising the minimum wage. I understand there might be another ballot initiative coming on this.
Yeah, so you might be visited by somebody collecting signatures in front of your favorite Trader Joe's in the near future. There's an effort to put an initiative on the ballot before voters in November of 22 that will raise the minimum wage to $18. And I think that while most people can understand that, the cost of living in California is exceptionally high, same as in San Diego, businesses are already under a lot of pressure right now to raise their benefits and raise their compensation because the labor market is so hot. So it's going to be really interesting to see if folks want to pile on as businesses try to climb out of the pandemic and the tight labor market by adding this other one-size-fits-all regulation. I don't think they will, but it'll be interesting to see how this all starts to move forward.
Another cost for people who are trying to work, childcare is so expensive in California, and it's just hard to find good childcare these days. It's a barrier for people getting back into the workforce. We need to find solutions, but it looks like, according to one study that you put in your recent newsletter, that we could be seeing a shrinking labor market in childcare. What's that all about?
Yeah, so childcare and housing kind of are the same problem, right? Not only is there not enough of it, but what there is just is too expensive for most people. So it's a little bit prohibitive. One of the things that a study from UC Berkeley found pretty recently was that the majority of our childcare workforce, vast majority, has been in the game for over 10 years. For those folks that have joined the workforce, between 1 and 5 years, they're making up, less than a third. So what that tells us is that we have a top-heavy system, meaning if we see a big retirement wave from those childcare professionals, what's that going to do to our supply? And are we doing enough to build a pipeline?
We need to get that answered in many different ways. I guess we're going to be seeing more, maybe people entering the market. Maybe that's a solution for them, people entering a business they haven't been in before. Okay, legal marijuana, recreational use, it's been a thing in California for a few years now, but it's still a relatively new industry, still has some problems getting its footing. One challenge that a lot of cities in California think there is the taxes are too high, and we're seeing efforts to lower taxes on the cannabis industry. How are those efforts going?
Yeah, so San Diego was one of the first out the gate. We got a tax decrease for production facilities, and that was big. There's a number of jurisdictions that are following suit. Cannabis, like any other business, if you're competing against the black market for your product and you're paying high taxes, regulations, fees, you are going to be at a competitive disadvantage. So one of the things that legislators are trying to do across the state is lower those taxes so that the industry can grow in a reasonable, sustainable, and legal way and make sure are recouping that tax money.
You have to make it doable and scalable on a legal way if you're going to do it, if you want that tax revenue. Okay, we also always ask you every Monday, capital opportunities. How do people get some treasure?
Yeah, so our homeless hiring tax credit, I wanted to draw some attention to, since I know that homelessness is probably on many people's minds. And just let you know that through the state's franchise tax board, you can actually get a tax credit between $2,500 and $10,000 per taxable year through 2026 if you hire a person who is either struggling with housing or who was homeless in the past 180 days. And that could be any person who's been a part of the homelessness system of care. So if you're talking to a local nonprofit and there's somebody who's getting back on their feet and you've got a job that's just perfect for them, you can actually get a tax credit for that hire. So something to consider. That
is a win-win hiring program. Stefanie Benvenuto with the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce getting a workout in for her arm today on her iPhone for this. Thank you as always for joining us. We'll see you again very soon.
See you soon.